Hi, so today I'm going to be doing a video on how I vision board and any tips for anyone else wanting to do a vision board. I hope you have a nice drink with you so you can enjoy this video. I did, but I just filmed this entire video without pressing record, so my cup of chai is now empty. But I hope you have a nice drink with you, and let's get on to the video. So step one for me is always to look back at my old vision boards to see what I was manifesting in the past. But if you've used other methods of manifestation like scripting, journaling, or positive affirmations, just look back at the goals you were trying to manifest in the past. So here are some questions you can ask when you're looking at those old manifestations. Firstly, is there anything new you want to manifest? Which of these manifestations has come into your life? Which of these manifestations are still relevant, and which of these manifestations are not still relevant? So this way you can express gratitude for what has come into your life, you can more clearly define goals that may seem a bit irrelevant, and you can tailor them more to the situation you're in. You can also disregard things that you recognise are not on your path anymore, and you can also add new things in which may apply more to the life you want now. So I think a perfect example of this is at the beginning of 2020, I was manifesting travelling so much, but obviously with the pandemic, I tailored a lot of my manifestations to more group trips to neighbouring towns or things within the UK. So this quick reflection at your old manifestations is really helpful for starting your new vision board. So in this video, for clarity's sake, I'm going to be making a vision board with you guys with some examples. These are not necessarily things I'm manifesting, but I think they're quite broad goals that lots of people are interested in. So we're going to be making a vision board for someone who is manifesting good grades, working out, travel, gaining Instagram followers, and an organised life. Step 2, you're going to define your goals clearly, like we've seen in the example. So I've just got some quick questions that I think really help you define your goals. So firstly, who do you want to be? So for example, if you want to be a doctor, you might want to manifest getting into a medicine program. Or if you want to be an author, you might want to manifest getting a book published. So secondly, where do you want to be in life? This can be more figuratively or more literally. So on the more literal end, you might want to move to London. So you might be manifesting with pictures of London and getting a flat in London. But more figuratively, you might want to be a top academic. So you might be manifesting getting into a master's or PhD program. Okay, and then what experiences do you want to have? This might be for travel. For example, you might want to experience going to Bali. Or for example, you might want to experience being organised and having everything around you decluttered. And then finally, what do you want to achieve? So for example, you might be manifesting an A grade in a subject or a 2-1 at university, but you also might want to achieve through your workouts the feeling of strength. Okay, so now on to step 3, which is my favourite step, collecting photos. So just quickly, let's go into the digital paper debate. So some pros for digital is it's way more accessible. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you have a computer or a phone which you can search up photos on. It's also easy to update if that's something you want to do with your vision board, and you can also use apps to create your vision board. In the description of this video, I have linked a bunch of articles which I use to research and might be useful to you, and I believe one of them is on digital vision boards, so they recommend some apps and stuff like that that you can use for that. But I will be focusing on paper vision boards mainly because that's what I mainly do. So some pros for paper vision boards, I think they feel so tangible and real, and like my goals are just there in front of me and like I can have them. And also to me they feel so much more permanent, and I can look back at periods of my life and the different vision boards and see how my manifestations have evolved and what has come into my life, rather than updating it as you go. Okay, so now where to get photos. My number one place to get photos is Pinterest. The photos on there are great, and they also have such a clear aesthetic. I also think if you're making a vision board, and I'm going to mention this later, but if you want it to be appealing to the eye, you might want your photos to be cohesive. So for example, if all your photos lean sort of beige neutral tones, and you're looking at workout photos for your working out goal, you might want to put workout aesthetic beige, and then you'll get photos that fit with the rest of your vision board, which I think is something Pinterest is really good at. And you can also look on Google, which literally has almost all the photos in the entirety of the internet, so I'm sure there's lots of great stuff on there. I often use Google, especially for more basic photos. Instagram is also really great. If you see people in situations that you want to be in, why not use their photos? You have to be careful around this though, which I will note later. Brand photos, if there's a brand you want to work with. And it's also great you can make a saved folder so you can go back to things when you're making a vision board if you've seen things prior. You can also use your own photos if there's anything you really like, if you've been travelling before, if there's photos with friends and you want more of that situation, then put those in your vision board. So what types of photos should you put in? I think quotes are great, especially if they're positive and remind you to be grateful and stay on a positive vibration that will get you the manifestations you want. I think they're really, really great to put in your vision board. I think outfits are also so great. I think imagining what you'll wear when you're in a situation can really put you there, or if you're manifesting a better style, what kind of things do you want to wear, so outfit photos is such a great thing to put in. Also just generally scenes, if there's a scene you want to be in, if it's traveling, if it's being in a waterfall in Bali, if it's presenting a lecture, if it's publishing a book, put all of those kind of scenes in your vision board. It is just anything that reminds you of your goals and that you enjoy looking at. Just some notes on this, however, especially with Instagram and personal photos. Don't use photos that remind you of other things. You really want these photos to be associated with your manifestations and not to be cluttered by other associations you have with it. So for example, using celebrities' photos, photos from your past or from movies or from music videos, you want these photos to just be clear about your goals, so sometimes it might be better to use a different photo. Also, just another note, I really like to use photos that look like myself so I can picture myself in these situations. So if there's a choice between a blonde girl and a brunette girl, I'll choose a brunette girl because I associate that more with myself. And just another note, when you're doing anything about manifesting health, working out, or anything body related, so this is why I put working out as one of the example goals of this vision board. This is not thinspo. You shouldn't be putting photos that make yourself feel bad and saying this is what you should look like. So for example, for my workout photo, I chose to put a gym because if I want to work out to feel stronger, the gym is the environment I would want to be in, for example. So just make sure you're being healthy and don't put toxic diet culture and that kind of imagery on your vision board. Okay, so on to step 4. So I like to write my manifestations and goals on the back of the photos that I associate with that goal so that I can organize my manifestations. I know that some people like to put workout in one corner, then travel in another corner, but I like to mix it up, so this is the way that I organize things. So on the back of the gym photo, I write working out, or if there's an Instagram logo, I might put how many followers I want. So this just really helps me symbolize all the different aspects of my manifestation. Even if you can't see this when the entire vision board is done, it just really shows that the intent is there with all those photos and you really have intention with what you're manifesting. And then you just want to arrange it so it's pleasing for you to look at, it makes you happy, and again, you want to look at it all the time because you want it to put you on a positive vibration and you want to keep reminding yourself of your goals and manifestations. Okay, on to the final step, step 5. So you need to put your vision board somewhere where you will either see it or think of it often, or even better, both. So one great place is on your wall of your bedroom or your office, or if you have a pin board, especially in your office or near your desk. I think it really helps remind you what you're working for. And you'll always look up all the time, even if you're not consciously thinking about it. These manifestations get put in your subconscious and you just remind yourself what you're going towards. If you're into more digital vision boards, I think it's so cool to put it on your home screen for your phone. I really want to try this out, even though I mainly do paper vision boards, but just to have it somewhere where you look at all the time and you're constantly subconsciously reminding yourself of your manifestations. And this is where I put most of my vision boards. I put them in my bullet journal, even if I'm not constantly seeing that page. As I flip through, I'm always seeing glances of it and reminding myself. And I also carry my bullet journal with me everywhere, so I'm constantly carrying my manifestations with me and reminding myself. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and here is the final product of the vision board that we made together in this video. I really hope this gave you some good tips, and again, as I said before, I've linked a bunch of resources down in the description below. Also, I'd love to hear what videos you guys want to see from me next, so if you have any thoughts on that or anything you want to see from me, please let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd love to see more of you. Thank you so much for watching.